ways you can become a top student if you follow these tips. So let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Viola and welcome back to my channel. Before we start the video, let me introduce myself. My name is Viola. I'm studying at Myanmar Imperial University, which is collaborated with University of Northampton, and I got 100% scholarship and I'm studying their higher national diploma. So let's move to the main topic. The tip number one is pretty easy, but is a bit difficult to do, is to keep your study space clean. Every time you finish your study, you have to clean everything and you have to place everything as where it's supposed to be. Or not, you can concentrate on your study and you will just keep focusing on those unnecessary things, and this is a real mess and waste of time, and also it can distract you a lot. Every time you finish your study, just place everything where it's supposed to be, so the next time when you study again, things will be all organized and you will just find it easy to study and have a productive study hours. So after that, tip number two. Tip number two is also slightly related to the tip number one, is to keep everything necessary near you. If you're going to study for long hours, you have to make sure to keep water around you, maybe your school bag, so distract it again and waste your time, and this also can absolutely destroy your productive hours. So remember that, to keep everything you need around you. Tip number three is really important and it can lead you to the productive hours ahead, which is to just study. Yeah, just start it. I use 5-second rule, which is just start when you are thinking about that. When you feel guilty about that, you have to just start it. POV.
You are doing everything except your study, and then you just realize that you need to study. So at the time,
follow the 5-second rule. So when you feel guilt, stand up and run to your study table and start studying within 5 seconds. 5 seconds. As a procrastinate master, I have that rule and it really works, I swear. So we are now start to study. Yay! So let's move to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is to make a study plan and study schedule. In my academic journey, I use those two things for short term and long term. So let's see together. For the long term, I use study schedule, which is how much hour I will study for a day. So maybe like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I make sure to complete all the hours I'm going to study. This is also an effective way to improve your productivity and also your study hours, so you can also challenge yourself. Another thing is your study plan. Think of your exam is getting closer. You have 6 subjects to study. So the last subject is science, for example. Before 1 month or one and a half month, I start studying for science first, and then I make a schedule for each subject, and the last is the nearest subject. I make sure those things I can study easily and I will have no burnouts and also no stress, and I can make sure everything is okay for me. So this is my tip: study plan and study schedule. Really effective. So let's move to tip number 5. Tip number 5 is really important and I'm really using it. You can see in my channel, I have done many study with me vlogs. 45 but anyways, I study with Pomodoro methods. You shouldn't study for straight hours, maybe like 2 hours, 3 hours straight. If you want to memorize everything, your mind has to be calm and your brain also has to be in perfect condition. The Pomodoro method I use the most is 25-5 method. So I study for 25 minutes and I rest for 5 minutes, and then I came back and study for another 25 minutes and then I rest again, and like that. So but make sure to come back, okay? So if you don't come back, your 25 minutes and it's like not a productive hour, it's productive 25 minutes and it won't work. Taking notes. For me, I take notes with colorful methods, but it's according to your style and it's okay only if you are interesting. writing is equal to the double up or triple up of reading. So make sure that you are writing everything important down so you can memorize everything all together. If you're a student who don't like to study for much hours, this tip is really helpful to revise everything. So my tip is I revise when I'm at home after every classes, so I have many notes. Yesterday what the teacher taught us, and today what the teacher taught us, I revise everything. Tomorrow morning we have to attend another class. Before the class starting, I revise everything again. When the teacher teaches me another thing, another lesson, another topic, then I remember everything. I can relate and concentrate. It can make the lessons way more easier. Last but not least, this is my tip number 8, which is as I told you before, I am a teacher, so I really love to teach to others. In my class, I am personal tutors of my friends. Every time they find difficult in subjects, I help them explaining with the difficulties, and this can also help me to improve my understanding and to improve my knowledge, and I can memorize them even double up, triple up, right? So this is really helpful if you can explain to others. So for the introverts and for the ones who don't know how to explain, I know we have that kind of friends too, right? So for those friends, my advice is just explain to yourself, okay? So just explain to yourself, just explain your brain what you understood. This can also be said that you have to study loud, just explain to yourself, okay, in this way we have to understand, blah blah blah, like that. Okay, so it can also make your brain to memorize develop, because our ears can memorize everything, so you can memorize all the sounds that you're listening. So this is all for now. Thank you so much for watching and listening video till the end. If you're still there, these are my tips and tricks as your friendly study buddy. If you want to study with me, I have a lot of study with me videos, so you can just find my account Viola, and then you can study with me together. I usually upload the video on Thursday and Friday, so make sure to subscribe the channel too. Thanks so much for watching this video. So see you in next videos. Bye.
Thank you.